better be some things I care about in the shop. Touch my balls, skanky watermelon. Skanky watermelon's my back. A skanky watermelon is my back. Damn, that's a good amount. Walker Echo. No. Okay, I forgot I had all that. Malcor. Sounds. That looks badass. I think of it a little bit. Again, back to the shit I don't care about at all. Like, I legitimately do not care about these things. Now, if we're talking Zelda, as in Wind Waker, maybe. Oh, 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 boobs in the sack, boobs in the sack. Boobs in the sack, boobs in the sack. Oh, yeah, baby, give me that watermelon sex. I don't give up. Duos open, hype cup. Oh man, let's play. No, I'm just kidding around. Fuck that shit. What's going on, guys and gals? My name is Neko Fluttershy, and you want me to get a headshot? Okay, maybe I will. But welcome back to some good old-fashioned Fortnite of the Fortnites. Now, last time we were still looking for cat girls, and we're trying our best. I'm trying my best. You're trying your best. Everyone's trying to fuck a goat in the ass, but truth be told, the goat doesn't want to be fucked, so don't fuck the goat. That would be considered rape. But yeah. Hey, don't shoot at Neko. It's not time yet. Deal damage to opponents while riding the vehicle. Well, I gotta run over people first. I gotta find me some people to run over. Did that just say cat stealer? Let's be real here, people. Nobody wants me. So, like, yeah, if they wanted to steal me, I'd be like, hey, you don't really want me, do you? I'd be like, no, I don't. But I'm a cat stealer, so I mean, yeah, hypothetically you are, but you don't really want me. There are billions of other cats out there. I am not the one you are looking for. I am not the droid you're looking for either. Give me that gold, baby. I could just hide here. But isn't that what people want? They want people to hide here, they'll come here, look for me. I see. The Anvil rocket launcher coming to an asshole near you. You know what? Let's blow shit up. Alright, yeah, we're blowing shit up today, guys and gals. Alright. I think I saw you. I'm not the one you're looking for, asshole. Oh, shit! If I would have gotten the headshot. Oh! Okay, if I would have gotten like 2 more headshots there. Oh, footsteps. That's a bad sign, human. If you're gonna fight. Oh, yeah. You better have seen that. You better have seen that. Oh my, there's more people at the area than I thought. So, traveling on a semi, I suppose that would be a good idea. Also, I'm just looking at like the RGB lighting that I have in my room now. Looks interesting. You know, things are bright, so I don't really notice it because the colors aren't that much. But I do like it. I was thinking like my entire room. It's like buy so much RGB lighting in my room, and, you know, or put it in my room, that the whole room will be fucking lit up. You'll be seeing nothing but red, blue, and green. Red, green, blue, orange, yellow, polka dot, whatever the fuck, dark pink, whatever. It's pink in general. Warrior Tribe 115.49. That's what I gotta say about it. Speedy the Cat. You mean Speedy Cat from the Speedy Diver? Yeah. I don't know if any of you actually know who I'm talking about, but there's this YouTuber. He used to go dumpster diving a lot back when it was still popular. I mean, it's somewhat popular still, but just not as much as it used to be because people are afraid of COVID and whatnot. But like, you know, there used to be a time where people would go out and go dumpster diving. I was one of those people. You have no idea what kind of shit you could find if you look hard enough. You know, Speedy Diver would always go to like GameStop and look at the dumpsters there. And you saw some cool shit. Game consoles, video games that still worked. I mean, that's one way to build a collection. Go to a lot of GameStops and then go dumpster diving there. And I've heard some people talk about they found a lot of good shit when GameStops are closing, since GameStop sales aren't that good anymore, and like, you know, it's a better idea to just, I don't know, cut costs and then just like whatever. Like for me, I enjoy going dumpster diving. And I'll do it whenever I can. I actually did that earlier, yesterday? I don't know. The park is getting ready for a yard sale next month. And they're doing donations. Well, at that time, they throw away a lot of things. So I always have to, I basically have to check the dumpsters every now and then because it's like, oh shit, you know, they're throwing things away. A lot of times it's closed and whatever. Last year, when I went dumpster diving, well, no, it wasn't last year. It was a little bit ago. I love telling the story. So I was going dumpster diving as I usually do because, hey, yard sale is coming up, and it was like the week or so before. And I think it was a day before the trash people were supposed to come and, you know, take out and you know, get rid of all the stuff that was in the trash cans and the dumpsters and what. So I was looking in, I was like, okay, I see a few things I'm looking for, and I saw a game case. Now, being the gamer that I am, the insane gamer that I am, I didn't even care if it was just a case. I went in. I went into the fucking dumpster just to get this one game case. And, lo and behold, there was more game cases. Okay. So I took those game cases, and then I saw Xbox 360. You know the Xbox 360 videos that I've been doing a little bit lately, and you know, kind of continue to do where I play a bunch of 360 games and whatnot. That's coming from that 360. Yeah, that 360 still works perfectly fine. Someone donated their 360, right? And a lot of games to go with it, right? They donated the 360 and a lot of games to go with it. Call of Duty. I ended up basically coming home with a 360 and the Call of Duty starter pack. You had Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, all for free. Plus Forza, Forza Horizon or Motorsport 3, something like that. I forgot which one it was. It was Forza, I know that. Fable, 2 Batman Arkham games, which were pretty good titles in itself. Like shit, you have no idea how many games I found that day. I also found a thing for the Wii U that I have no use for right now because I don't own a Wii U, but it's basically a GameCube controller adapter. And I'm like, fuck yeah. I don't know where it's at, but I'm keeping it because it's an accessory that I will definitely use. You know, whenever I do get a Wii U, if I ever do. But yeah, I found some other things game related, and I'm like, or you know, video game related, and I'm like, seriously, if I was this person that donated their most likely entire collection of 360 games or video games in general, and I saw that they were just throwing it away in the dumpster, I would be offended. I would be highly pissed, and I would take my games elsewhere. Shit, I'd take them to GameStop. Damn. But yeah, I would take my games to... Yeah, even if I didn't take my games to GameStop, I would just go on eBay or something like that, and I'd be like, oh, well, they're basically throwing away games that I donated to them. I mean, I keep saying this because this happens a lot. If you guys and gals out there have any video games you don't want anymore, and you're willing to donate anyway, donate them to me. I will make sure these games go to a good home. And by that, I mean my home. Because, like, I don't throw away anything, especially video game related. You give me a copy of any single game, any game console, accessory, whatever it may be, and I will keep it. I will put good use. I will play it. I'll make some videos and I'll, you know, play them on camera and whatnot. But I'm not like Goodwill or anything like that. And here's what I always find weird. Is like you go to these yard sales that had previously thrown away a bunch of video games and they still had video games for sale at that yard sale. And I'm like, wait, you threw away a whole bunch of games. So how do you still have games left? I'm legitimately shocked they didn't throw those games out. Because, like, you know, they threw out a bunch of games. Why not throw out every other game? When you stop and think about it. It just really pisses me off to see that happen. No, they blew everything up. there we go. I had to waste a little bit of gas to get a little bit of that bonus XP, I guess. But yeah, I still find it stupid that, you know, they basically just throw away a lot of games that I would be buying otherwise. And it's the same thing with, like, you know, GameStop and shit. I will gladly buy these games, you know, but if I can find these games at a dumpster for, like, absolutely nothing for free, oh, you bet your ass. I'm taking it. I'm taking that opportunity. I'm taking those games with me. But, yeah. I do think it's really stupid when they do that. And, you know, the thing about it is with the, you know, the yard sales that happen in my area is a bunch of old people that don't know anything about video games and things like that. They don't know anything about what's hip now. So they see video games and whatever. But my big question for people like GameStop or maybe like Goodwill or something like that, if you don't take, you know, older games anymore, like PS2 or... Because I've seen a lot of PS2 games people mention they find while dumpster diving. You know, it's you know, why take them in the first place? Or... But yeah, if you're gonna do something like that with video games, why not? I mean, 'cause they have an online shop. You can go and buy retro games online. Ah, nice. But yeah, they got retro video game. You know, they have retro video game shop part of their you know, their website, so you can buy game shops in store are still, you know, allowing you to buy these old school games, like PS2 and things like that. Most GameStops I've been to, the oldest ones they have are like PS3 and 360 and Wii. They got rid of GameCube and Game Boy Advance and things like that long ago. But there are still, I think, a few that do sell that. So just take it to those GameStops. You know, ship it to those GameStops. Or put them on your website where people can buy a copy or something like that. Or if you don't want to do anything, just say, hey, you know, I'm sorry, we can't really accept these right now. Maybe later, or try these other places. So, yeah. There really is no need for a video game to be in the dumpster if it still works. And that's the thing. You'd think, oh, well, you know, these game consoles don't work anymore, that's why it's thrown out. Or these games, they don't work anymore, that's why they're thrown out. No. These games work perfectly fine. I was able to fucking play Black Ops 2. No problem in the slightest. I played Black Ops 1. Again, no problem in the slightest. And things like that. So there was no problem with the Call of Duty games, and there was no problem with Forza. There was no problem with any of the other games I played and tested out. And I'm one of those people that's like, even if the games don't work, I still keep them because, hey, you know, it's... yeah. But the way I see it, even if I'm just an old coot that just, you know, doesn't know anything about anything, you know, like what's hip with the kids these days or anything about video games, I would be like, you know what? I'm still making a sale, okay? If these, and here's the thing, you know, a lot of times, from what I've heard, if it doesn't sell at that particular yard sale, they'll go and they'll donate it to some other place, like, you know, maybe a church or something like that, and they'll have a yard sale so other people could potentially be interested in that stuff. But for some reason, you know, all I'm seeing whenever I go to these places is like, you know, like old school antique stuff that are not video games. And I know that some people are going to be like, oh yeah, well, like you said, they're old people that don't know anything, and they think the best things that sell are the whole knickknacks and antique plates and bowls and chinaware, maybe clothes. I mean, hell, last time I went to a yard sale, or that yard sale I went to the fall yard sale. And this is around the spring yard sale, spring-summer yard sale that they have every year. That I try my fucking damnedest to go to every single year because of the fact that, hey, they have video games there. They're one of the very few places I can actually go and potentially get some good deals on video games. And not get charged up the ass for it. Oh, you want this old school sports game, FIFA 09 or something like that? You know, Madden 08, you know, you want that game? $10. But it's a sports game that literally nobody wants. Nobody would even pay a singular penny for it. You're lucky I would. You're lucky I would pay 99 cents at GameStop for the very same game you're charging like $10 for. Are you fucking mental? I mean, I think you'd have to be if you come up with these prices for a shitty game that no one cares about. But going to a yard sale, I'd buy these games for $1. And maybe I'll buy them in, like, you know, okay, so there was a time, there was another, it was a community-wide yard sale. Everybody was in on it, in an area. And I walked away with a, Jesus Christ, can you chill out? I saw you. But yeah, I ended up, I'm not even trying to hit him at this point. Oh yeah, finally got him. Anyways, that's what I was saying before I got distracted by that awesome kill that I did. Okay, you have a drum shotgun, you're probably gonna win. Anyways, that's what I was saying. There was a community-wide yard sale going on, was it maybe a year or so ago? And they had a whole bunch of PS2 and 360 games. So I was like, okay. And they were charging like $2 each. I'm like, okay. And so I cut them a deal. I'm like, okay, I'll buy every single game you have. Every single one. Every single game you have. $1 each. Because I'm buying them in bulk, and I'm buying every single one. I'm not just buying one or two. I'm buying the majority, if not every single game you have. And they were like, yeah, sure. Because they were making a sale. And that's the way I see it. And, you know, a lot of these games, they were not worth $2. Because they're all sports games, mostly. Some were a few good games in there, but most of them were the generic FIFA, or the Madden, or NBA, 2K, whatever the fuck. You know, old games that no one cares about. After, I mean, they're outdated before they even get brought out into circulation. Before they actually get put out in store shelves, they're already outdated. But yeah, you know, even those old school games. I mean, there was once, I mean, that, a few years ago, there was a yard sale, same yard sale I went to, or I try to go to every year, spring one. There was this kid, a little bit younger than me, He bought a whole bunch of N64 games for $10. Just, oh, actually, no. It was like maybe $5 or something. I don't know, $5 or $10. And if you looked at some of the titles that were in there, you know, Doom. Fucking Doom. Doom 64. Yeah. Fucking Doom 64, which by itself would be worth a lot. Would be worth the price of admission. Basically, you are getting... At that point, you were basically getting, you know, Doom 64. You were basically buying Doom 64 and getting every single game for free after that. Because, I mean, think about it. If you look at some of the prices for Doom 64, while it is a good title, you know, the original copy is goddamn. It's insane how much some people are willing to pay for that game. But I'm like lucky, and at that time I didn't have an N64, so I'm like, okay. But I would have bought it just because, hey, you know, that's a damn good deal for all these games. It was a whole bag full. Like, I don't know, 10, 15 games. And yeah. I'm like, shit. And there was a time, I think that there was that same day, they had a whole bunch of good, awesome, amazing not PS3, 360 titles. Gears of War, Resident Evil 6. So I ended up, you know, walking home with like a lot of fucking good games on the 360 because they were selling good games. And then there was a time they actually had a GameCube game. A fucking Nintendo GameCube game. Those things around here at yard sales are fucking rare. No, they actually are. It's always, you know, 360 games, and if you're lucky, maybe a PC game or two. Never, ever have I seen a GameCube game at one of these yard sales. And they had one. Shrek Super Slam. I got it just for the sake of it being a GameCube game. And I'm like, wow, this is rare. And now I own a copy of Shrek Super Slam on the fucking GameCube. I don't know if it's good or not. I never played it. I don't plan to right at this moment because I got like billions of other games to play. But yeah, when you stop and think about it, a cat on the sink. Yeah, that's what happens when you stop and think about it. But yeah, when you stop and think about it, you're getting any GameCube game for $1. That's a damn good price. Now, what I've seen is like, I don't know, GameCube games are probably some of the most expensive to collect for, from what I've seen. Like, okay, so there could be a few games that are third party that are all over the place. You know, a game for the, you know, PS2, original Xbox, PC, whatever. Somehow, the GameCube version will always be the more expensive one. And the PS1, or not PS1, the PS2 version will most likely be the cheapest one. And I'm like, why? I don't know. You'd think with a console like the PS2 being the most successful game console ever, you know, next to the Wii, that, you know, the PS2 games would be more expensive. It's like, oh, here's a game for the most successful game console ever. Of not only that generation, but of all time. And, yeah, but no. Depending on where you go, you can find PS2 games fucking dirt cheap. Like, cheaper than you would anywhere else. For example, this I always like talking about this place I went to. So we were before I got fired, we were doing this job in Pennsylvania. Was it at home? No, Hobby Lobby. Yeah, we were doing Hobby Lobbies, and right next to it, almost across the street, was a retro video game shop. And this retro video game shop, god damn, they had a lot of good titles dirt cheap. Cheaper than you'd get on eBay or Amazon. Or you'd go to other retro video game stores and you'd have to pay up the ass for one game. But they had good deals. You buy so many games, you get them cheaper than you would buy them individually. $5 for like, or maybe $10 for like 5 games or something like that. Which you look at the prices, pretty damn good deal. And I managed to go home from that trip with a bunch of really good titles. Even some I've never heard of before, but I'm just like, okay, when am I ever gonna fucking see a deal like this ever in my life again? Because ever since this whole COVID bullshit, which honestly I don't really think COVID even exists, it's all just fake. And it's just my opinion. You could have your own if you want. Because of all this COVID bullshit, all these video games are becoming more expensive. Video game collecting as a whole has become expensive in like the past few years. And it's not just because of COVID, and that's a big part of it though, because I do, and it's like, oh, okay, let's go buy us a few games on the PS2. Let's play some games from our childhoods. Let's play some video games in general. And so they did. And now that, this whole video game collecting and, especially retro video games, those prices have gone up extremely, and I don't really understand why, aside from, COVID and all that. But, maybe it's because everybody else was doing it. And that's one thing. You'd go to some of these stores back then before retro video games became a thing. PS3, around that time. And PS1, PS2 games were a little bit cheaper. And you can get a lot more. But now, depending on where you go, a lot of retro video games are just too pricey. I mean, I know that there are some, retro video game shops that are basically trying to scam you out of your money. Oh, $10 for this game. You go on eBay, find out the game is like $5. And that's even with shipping. That same game you just bought for 10, you can go and buy it for, $5 on Amazon or eBay. And that, again, with tax and shipping and handling and whatever else that may come included with that particular copy. So, yeah, and I've been scammed before. But at the same time, if you know about it potentially being a scam, it's not as much. You're at that point just willing to just throw away your money. At that point, I was. Because I'm like, hey, I'm basically buying these games for the convenience factor. I mean, why wait a few days for the game to show up at my doorstep? I want to play that game right now, or I want to relive my nostalgia right now. I don't want to wait a few days for that. At that point, so if you're like, oh, just buy or just download the ROM, and I will. I'll download the ROM. I'll download the ROM and put in the emulators and all that, but at the end of the day, a game is a game. All it really is a plastic case with sometimes a paper manual, basically really cheap, right? With in the game itself, that just contains data of a certain whatever. For example, certain games contain more data than others. but when you stop and think about it, it's the same exact fucking data as something else. And most of the time, this whole data is just not even that good anymore. You know, like Bethesda games. But I kind of wish that video games were a lot cheaper. I'm just going to say that right now. Like, I love gaming. I really do. I will always love gaming. I will always be a gamer until the day I die. But what really pisses me off is, like, our nostalgia. The nostalgia we have for all these games we played back in our early days are at this point being milked. And not in a good way. I saw you. I know you're there. Ah. That's a good combo right there. But yeah, when you stop and think about it, you know, all that's really happening is, like, our nostalgia is getting fucked. We have to pay a lot more for nostalgia, because everyone is like, oh yeah, you remember this game from your childhood? Okay, you managed to kill me, but, like, you couldn't even really hit. How dare you? But yeah, you know, I will never understand the pricing of certain games. Yeah, I mean, games like Persona. Okay, the PS2 though, I understand the PS2. You know, the PS2 is, honestly, I mean, I understand, but I don't understand at the same time. Like, certain games, they are worth the price of admission alone. You know, you buy a copy of, like, Persona 3 FES, or buy a copy of, like, Persona 4 or something like that. You know, those games are well worth the money you pay for it. But a lot of games, you know, 20, 30 bucks. I mean, you know, going back to Persona. One of the more cheaper consoles to, you know, buy for. I mean, even the PS2 itself is a pretty cheap console to buy. Oh. I hear you. I will purposely waste that bullet. Okay, if you're gonna fight me... Okay. But yeah, if you're gonna fight me with a pistol, and you know you're gonna lose, just start rapid firing. Do what I do. Don't just, you know, don't just shoot. Don't do that. Do this. Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. Yeah, I knew I was 2 health. 2 health. Ow. Ow. Mew. This Neko is offended. Upgrade weapons and an upgrade bench. Deal damage, blah blah blah. Travel in a semi. I will do the best that I can. I don't guarantee anything, I don't promise anything. But yeah, I do like how yard sales go. You know, think about it. Why are you selling these games in the first place? Because you don't want them anymore. You want to trade them off to someone else. And sometimes after yard sales, they'll just have a box just out by their yard or something like that. So basically saying free things, free stuff. Take whatever you want. And I was able to find some good games that way, some PC. I still have one of those games. It was actually, and I'm kind of dumb for doing this as a game collector, but I really needed to buy more games. So I decided I'd do the most dumbest thing ever, and just like get rid of the games I had, some of them. So I had found like 3 or 4 games on PC. All of them were slot based, so slot machine games. Which I love slot machines. Really good games to play on PC. I don't know, it's still gambling, but it's virtual gambling, so you're not really wasting any actual money. However, let me just get this kill. Let me get this kill. Oh no. Oh, they found things. They found things. No, they found the thing. They found the thing. No. But yeah, I found a few PC games, all slot-based games. I'm like, okay, I'll take them because, hey, no one else is going to. And as a game collector, I was kind of dumb for getting rid of them because, like, I don't know, I just didn't really think anybody else would care. But me being a dumbass that I am, I got rid of something looking back. And, even though I hate these games, I would never actually buy them. I was kind of dumb. So, there was this Madden game on Game Boy Advance. And I'm just like, I really want to just get rid of it because I didn't. But yeah, I was dumb. Anyways, yeah. As always, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, people, and bro hoof. Meow.